I was not planning to make another video today, but then I saw something that got my spidey senses going. And as someone who was taken advantage of as a child, I have to do something that I wish other people did for me. And I believe that as a community, we have a responsibility to protect children. And I think that Joshua and people like Joshua should be at least on a watch list. But I want you to put your critical thinking hats on and make your own decision. The other day, I made a video on Proclaim Safe Spaces, and if you have not seen it, I suggest watching so you get complete context and transparency. But I'll play a short clip of it. If you take some time to analyze the Proclaim Safe Spaces, you realize that that is where so much toxicity, harmful behaviors, controlling and manipulative behaviors, and predatory behaviors take place. Since the idea of a safe space is attractive to vulnerable people, and predatory individuals love nothing more than some easy prey. And I was going through the comments, as I do when I have a bit of time, because I learn from your perspectives as much as you learn from mine. And I saw the Joshua character going back and forth with people. And as I said in that video, I value freedom of expression and true diversity, the diversity of thought. So I'm not here to police people's opinions. But then I saw the comment that was directed at me. Diversity is not discrimination. I didn't say that. No offense, but your privilege is showing. The irony of Americans always calling me privileged in an attempt to just shut the conversation down. Safe spaces are those who don't want to put up with Nazi supporters or MAGA pedos or scum of the earth. That's a bit of a generalization, isn't it? And again, extremely manipulative. Continue. Our kids, where children were not brought up in my video, shouldn't have to face discrimination to make the bigots feel better. As a decent human being, no one should want kids to suffer. That's the bit we agree on. That does not build character. Yes, it does. That builds trauma if they are lucky enough to survive. Trauma is long-term memory formation, and processed trauma turns into wisdom. Through challenges is how you discover who you are and grow. The LGBTQ plus community have what is called safe spaces because we are literally killed for just existing. Again, LGBTQ was not brought up in my video. You brought it up, and you don't live in the Middle East. You live in America, where there's openly gay individuals in the government and in a lot of high places. There's not the lynching of the gays happening as in this manipulative attempt to fearmonger and pretend that that is the case, where ironically behaviors like this are actually endangering the LGBT community. Whatever you think a safe space is based on a couple weird ones doesn't mean anything to real safe spaces that are saving kids' lives. Again, part of my video was that you cannot ensure a real safe space because you cannot control everyone involved in that space, which is more than what anyone here can say they've done. That comment alone got my spidey senses going, as it reeked of projection and manipulation. And my reply was very honest and stands to this point. You reek of predatory intentions. You should be nowhere near kids. The reply to my comment is why now I have to make this video. Why? Because I don't want to force kids into dangerous situations like you do. I don't think you know what predatory means, kiddo. Such a shame you went through such hardship, and instead of being an advocate for others, you become a privileged pedo. Imagine having a platform you used to say that children shouldn't feel safe. Didn't realize you were a MAGA Nazi. Again, a lot of ad hominem attacks and everything else doesn't bother me, but it does show the intent here. Next one. Also, good job at ignoring everything I said. Well, I'm not. Typical uneducated pedo. Okay, more tax. You can even point out that the part of what I said offended your snowflake self. Well, now the fun part is that you, the people, get to decide. Am I the Nazi pedo for questioning why, when the conversation didn't involve children or sexuality, it was very much brought up into that pair that shouldn't really be together? You should let children be children and explore things themselves, and shouldn't be explored in a safe space with a stranger that acts the way you do. And when a slight questioning of it comes, it reacts in such a visceral way with ad hominem attacks and very horrendous accusations that, same as you did to me, and I don't care because they're not true. If it was not true, you wouldn't have such a intense reaction. And usually when you have people really trying to showcase an extreme side, usually it's there to try to hide the opposite. So you going around calling me on multiple occasions a pedo for a very brief comment does raise additional questions, especially when it is textbook behaviors of targeting vulnerable individuals and isolating them with this fear-mongering and manipulation that you try to do to me in order to isolate them from any other diversity of thought or other people that might question certain behaviors and things that you're doing. And because I don't live in United States and I don't have children there, because if I did, I wouldn't feel safe for them to be in your safe space. And really, I would make sure that someone professional checks on the integrity, because the president of the Greater Greenville Queer Chorus in Greenville, North Carolina, acts like this. But hey, this is just me trying to do my duty. You, the people, decide. As always, stay safe out there and protect your peace.